Good morning and happy Friday. I hope you guys made it through another week of distance learning. Um, and it was really nice to see some of you guys on Wednesday since we had spring break and then some of the teacher training days. It's been a while since we had a Google Hang. And so it was really nice to see some of you guys on Wednesday and chat. I enjoyed our discussion about what TV's TV shows and movies you're watching. I took some of your advice and I just started watching All American. Uh, and I've binged like the first four episodes already and I'm loving it. So, hope you guys are finding some TV or some movies to keep you entertained. And I hope that you are keeping up on your lessons. We are starting lesson 8 today, which is the first lesson in our bacteria unit. Um, 1 through 7 was the heart. Seven that was posted on Wednesday was our essential skill. I am working my way through those and grading all of your assignments. If you've started to notice as I'm grading the assignments, I'm trying to go through and highlight things that need to be fixed or add comments. And then if you are getting a 0 out of 1, I'm unsubmitting your assignment for you to fix and then resubmit when it's done. When it's fixed and done and everything's complete, you don't have to resolve the comment because that sends me an email. You just have to resubmit the assignment on Schoology through the distance learning folder. So go ahead and keep fixing and turning in the lessons as you go. Let's try and make sure that you give it kind of a once over before you turn it in. Now that this is available for a grade increase, I am grading it a little bit more stringently and making sure that everything is thoughtful and thorough and that you're doing each part of the lesson. If there's an ed puzzle or if there is a picture that needs to be added. So make sure that you are being thoughtful with that, and I will continue to grade. And as soon as I get current, I'm hoping to get current um, by Monday, hopefully. I know I said today, but I think I'm going to need the weekend to work on it and get through it. The process is just taking me a little bit longer than I thought, but I am working on it. So be patient. But as soon as I finish 1 through 7, then I will go ahead and give you that overall grade increase if you earned it. So, lesson 8, our first lesson of bacteria, it starts with contagious outbreaks, which is kind of applicable about what's going on right now in our world with our um, pandemic right now with coronavirus. But an outbreak can really be by multiple different pathogens. The corona obviously is a virus, COVID-19, but it could be a bacteria or a fungus or a prion or a protozoa. There's lots of different pathogens out there, and we're going to look at each of them coming up in the next few lessons. But as far as this lesson, we are looking at um, outbreaks and how they are started um, and looking at how they're contained. So the first explore section is a YouTube video. It's not an ed puzzle, it's just a YouTube video and then 3 questions right here for you to answer. And then the explain section, this is actually pretty neat. It's on the CDC website, and I only asked you to do one of them. I want you to do level 1, the solve the outbreak called breathlessness in the Midwest. Speak this to me. So you click level 1, and then you're just going to use the very first one right here, breathlessness in the Midwest. I've already taken a few of these, but you'll go through and it'll give you clues and you're going to answer questions and try and solve the outbreak. But there are a few other ones if you're interested, and they're kind of they're kind of fun to go through. They don't take very long. So there's a few other ones, but I want you to do this one, the breathlessness in the Midwest. And as you click through, you are going to answer these questions about the mystery. And then the last apply section, there is an article that talks about how this outbreak is now hitting rural America and why it's affecting these communities. So go ahead and read that article. And then there should be, I'm going to add a space down here for you to answer this question about your response of why these communities are so susceptible and using examples from the article. So I'll add that in just a second. And then I gave you a little data tracking assignment. So if we were in class, we had this activity where everyone would be holding a test tube, and everyone's test tube has a clear liquid in it, and everybody but one person in the classroom has water in their test tube. There's one person, patient 0, that has hydrogen peroxide. And so what I would do is I would tell you to walk around kind of musical chair styles. You would stop when I say stop, and then you would find a partner. So you would match up with a partner, and then you would write that partner's name down under contact number 1, and then you would pour one test tube completely into the other test tube, and then pour it half back into the first test tube, mixing those two liquids of the person that you came in contact with, and then writing down that name as your first contact. And then we would continue to do that five or six times. And basically what happens is that at the end, I have an indicator that I drop into each of the test tubes. And if you either came in contact with patient 0 or you came in contact with somebody who had already previously mixed with patient 0, then your liquid would turn pink. And then we would go back and we would try and trace it back to who was patient 0. So here is a little example. This was actually some of my students a few years ago. And I want you to use this, go through each round of contact, and if they turned yellow, that means that they, again, they're infected. So they either are patient 0 or came in contact with somebody who came in contact with patient 0. So you're going to trace back and see if you can figure out how each of these people who were highlighted in yellow, well, who was patient 0, and then how each of the infected people were infected, who gave them or who did they mix with that infected them. And then just a couple questions about the process. So that's it for lesson 8 about the contagious outbreaks. Hope you guys have a great Friday and a good weekend. I will see you next week on Wednesday again for our next Google Hangout. Bye.